so prime factorization is like very important in math because it has like very many like interesting properties. Basically, prime factorization is basically writing a number in terms of the product of primes. So, for example, the prime factorization of 60 is 2 squared times 3 times 5. Notice that 2 squared times 3 times 5 clearly equals 60. But also, like, notice that these bases here, this 2, this 3, this 5, they're all prime numbers. And we don't have to don't worry about like these exponents. Like this is 3 to the 1, 5 to the 1. You don't have to really worry about these exponents. The main important thing right now is like you can write 60 as like the product of powers of primes. And it turns out like every number has a unique prime factorization, meaning that every number can be expressed as the product of primes or powers of primes in exactly one way. So in other words, 2 squared times 3 to the 1 times 5 to the 1 is the only way to prime factorize the number 60. So to prime factorize a number, probably one of the most common ways is you start out with the smallest prime number, like in, let's take 60, for example. Let's take 120, right? We keep dividing by 2 until the number is no longer divisible by 2. Then using that number, we keep dividing by 3, the next smallest prime number, until it's no longer divisible by 3. And then we repeat that process for like all the prime numbers. So let's just take this example here, which will hopefully make it more clear. Notice that 120 you can write as 2 times 60, right? Yeah, so 120 is 2 times 60. And we notice that this number is 60, right? It's still divisible by 2. So I can write this as 2 times 30. And we notice that this number 30 is still divisible by 2. So I can write this as 2 times 15. And now we look at this number like 15. We notice that it's no longer divisible by 2, so we can stop dividing by 2s. Next, we move on to the next highest prime number, which is 3. So I can say 15 is 3 times 5. And so now I look at this number 5. And now I can just stop because you basically keep repeating this process until you reach a prime number. And in this case, 5 is a prime number, so you can't like decompose it anymore. Like you did with 60, you decomposed it kind of. Like since 5 is prime, you can't decompose it any further. So then you kind of take all of these numbers at the very bottom, and that represents your prime factorization. So you have 3 2s, so you write 2 cubed. You have 1 3, so you write 3 to the 1. And you have like 1 5, so you write times 5 to the 1. So this would be the prime factorization of 120.